Welcome back to the Manor. Entropians, Julian McBain here, and today we are going to do a 10-ped power fist hunt at Camp Icarus. And so, those who are expecting the short blade hunt, I'm going to do that on the next video, and the reason I'm doing the power fist first is because I have been hunting berry cled. As you can see, my hunting challenge is almost done, and as it happens, one of the rewards is 6.38 ped in Power Fist, and I'm pretty sure that's the one I'm going to take. So, I wanted to do this first so that I wouldn't screw up the information I'm about to give, because currently, if you look at my Power Fist skills, I have 0 Power Fist skills. Or, I'm sorry, I've got 1 skill point. Where is it? Here it is, Power Fist, 1 skill point. I haven't done any Power Fist at all. Power Fist and Whip are the two weapons I have not touched for anything. And so, before that happens, I want to train Power Fist the old-fashioned way, so y'all can see it. So we're going to be hunting punies here at Icarus. Oh, I should probably de-armor. Because you don't really need this much armor hunting punies. If you're using like TT armor or pixie armor, you really don't need it. I would recommend to you know, it would make it so you can hunt longer before you have to go heal, but strictly speaking, it would not be necessary. She's an actual newbie. I'm gonna let her have that one. There's like no punies. They are hunted clean. Okay. That's unexpected. Well, we'll head further out. I did not expect it to be this busy on a Sunday. And it's about 0900 on Sunday. This is going to be coming out about a half hour late, so apologies for that. But I did not expect to sleep in this late. Weird thing is, I had a dream that I slept until like 1 o'clock p.m., 1:30. Wasn't too far off, I guess. But that's okay. Let's hunt some Daikaba. Let's see how this does. Actually does more damage than I expected, but then again, oh, these are just juveniles anyway. 4 points of skills in my first mob. Not bad. It actually goes faster. The cycle's a lot faster than I was expecting. It's actually faster than the knife. And I have been doing short blade work. Although, to be fair, with all the other skills, my brawler is still level 13 despite the fact that I've had no Power Fist skills at all. Ooh, a couple of evades there. Looks like someone's leveling BLP weapons. I do like how fast these cycle. Like, I'm used to cycling long blades, which have a relatively long cycle. That's about the same as with rifles. And then pistols are a faster cycle, closer to short blades. But I'm pretty sure that these cycle even faster than short blades. How many shots per minute does this get? 80 attacks per minute versus a short blade, which gets 76. So it is slightly faster. And 4 extra shots per minute may not seem like a lot, but over time, it's a lot. Now I know this is going to go a bit faster than it does with ammo burner weapons. I'm already down to 890 on the Power Fist. I don't have a whole lot of loot to show for it. That's fairly typical when you're new to a weapon. Your efficiency is not going to be nearly as good at the beginning of you using the weapon as it is toward when you max the weapon out. And even though that this is a beginner weapon, my skills are nowhere near where they should be for using a Power Fist because I haven't used Power Fists. And it's going to take time for you to level it. Which is why I wanted to do this now, because I wanted to really illustrate the difference. You know, you saw how I did when I did long blades. I'm well experienced with long blades. I use long blades all the time. My efficiency with long blades is relatively high. Turn around, use a weapon I've never used before, and you saw I have literally never used it before. My efficiency is much lower, but I'm gaining a boatload of skills. And this is what it's going to be for you. And actually, it's going to be even more. If you're a new player, it's going to be even more for you. Because you're not only going to be getting Power Fist skills, you're going to be getting like melee weapons, you're going to be getting all of the other ancillary skills that go with it. That made it so that I'm already level 13, even though I've never touched Power Fists. What is up here? A cliff face is up here. The Daikaba are on the other side of the cliff. Kids, I'm trained professionals. Don't try this at home. Professionals? I am a trained professionals? No, I'm a trained professional. Don't try this at home. There we go. Ah, 3-on-1. That's not fun. And here you can see some, you know, sort of the downside to being a melee player. My health has taken a good hit. Part of it's because I was not paying attention. I ended up with like 3-on-1. That's something you want to avoid. In all likelihood, you'll be hunting punies and not Daikaba to start. When it comes time for you to start hunting Daikaba, you'll want to do it by Twin Peaks. Because that's where you can get the Daikaba that actually count for the Iron Mission. Alternatively, and actually more accurately, instead of doing that, you want to go down to Boreas, which is where all the people sweat mobs, right here. And you'll want to hunt Kerberos after you hunt the Punies. And actually, you can start over here at Fort Troy, because that's where the lower level... there are more lower level Kerberos. They're all level 2 here. They all count. They're 1 apiece. Then once you hit level 10, then move over to Boreas and you can go after the level 3, 5s. They get up to level 7, I think, at Boreas, which is why I recommend starting at Fort Troy. If you're not confident, you can take them on. I didn't realize this. I actually went after Berrycled next, and I went all the way up to the Corinth East hangars, and I picked at this challenge for a long time, 1 mob at a time, using Book and Spare Rifle, and I've gone over this a few times. And that's where I ground out a lot of my skills, but it's not the easiest way to do it. Once I realized that Kerberos were the appropriate prey for me, I did the whole Kerberos Iron Challenge, and the number of skills I got because I was doing the right one, it was faster, and it was less frustrating. It was better all around. So that's, you want to keep track of what you should be hunting. And to be fair, it's not like MindArk tells you what you should be hunting. They don't give you a guide or anything like that. Okay, you're done hunting Punies, now go hunt Kerberos, or go hunt Daikaba, or to go hunt Berrycled. They just say, go have at it, and let you figure it out for yourself. So, a couple things about Power Fists. Power Fists do have a couple of downsides, drawbacks. That's the term I'm looking for. Drawbacks that you should be aware of if you decide you want to be a Power Fist player. Drawback number one, and this is probably the most important one to keep in mind, there aren't a whole lot of options for Power Fist. Part of the reason there's not a whole lot of options for Power Fist is because there aren't a whole lot of players that use Power Fist. Which means you're probably going to have to also specialize in another melee weapon, short blades, long blades, or a rifle of some sort. Now, the reason I say do it in another melee weapon is because using one melee weapon does level all other melee weapons. These things are not, you know, they're not individualized, isolated islands of skills. A lot of ancillary skills go along with each one. There are Power Fists out there to use. They're rare and they tend to be higher level, which is very ironic. But most of the Power Fists you'll find on auction will be either super low efficiency. I found one yesterday that was only 7% efficient. Do yourself a favor, do not buy that Power Fist. You will be hemorrhaging ped for no reason. Or they're high level drops off mobs. I don't even know if there are crafting blueprints for Power Fists. I would assume there are, and that no one crafts them because no one wants them. Which is a shame. Because I'm pretty sure our Matrix makes it a design for just about everything. But if there's no money in it, the crafters aren't going to do it. That being said, oh! I just died. This is what happens when you don't pay attention to your health. Oops. Oh, and I'm in an outpost. Huh. That was unexpected. I don't... Oh, this is where you have to go for... That's Captain Reeves, okay. This is actually one of the outposts used for the starter missions. I did not expect to get dumped here. Well, we're doing a beginner, so let's use our T1A. This one here is the heart that I picked up on Cyrene and did the whole mission chain on. This one is the starter one from Cyrene. I really should use this one because this one can't be sold. This one can. In fact, that's what we're going to do. It's actually helping my first aid skill, which is super low because I use all of the, I use Mind Force to heal. So, oh, there's Daikaba out here too. Did not know. So here's where I got dumped when I died. Hang on. I'm out here on this little peninsula. There's a lot of Argonauts out here. It's actually a good hunting ground. There are a couple of early player missions here that you should be aware of. Now, for the new player, I just healed. Whether or not it's advisable for you to heal is going to be totally up to you. I thought I just saw some fruit. I saw dung. Like, I know I saw something. Nothing like animal poop. Gotta have that animal poop. Where was I going? Oh. So, healing is important. There is going to be a ped cost involved. And it's something you have to be prepared to pay. A lot of players will say, don't heal. It's a, don't burn your ped. Be super eco, focus on your weapon skills. But as you get higher level and you start doing things like mayhems and you start doing migration and other events, your healing skills are going to become critical, and you don't want to be behind the curve. And so, whether you decide you're going to do Mind Force healing, which uses ammo but does not burn through pet as fast per se, I can't even say that. You've got Mind Force healing, which is what I do, and that burns through a form of ammo. It goes through universal ammo, and it goes through synthetic mind essence. Or if you decide to use a FAP, which goes through decay, it's like the difference between using a gun and a sword or a power fist, is up to you. They do not share a whole lot of skills together. I mean, all of like the anatomy and biology, those are all shared, but a FAP uses first aid, and Mind Force uses, I think it's biotropic. And so they are not necessarily going to be, you're not going to level one as quickly using the other. That's what I'm getting at. But I will say, although the conventional wisdom is to not heal if at all possible, I'm going to counter that. I'm going to come back with, I have spent a lot of time working on my healing skills as I've hunted. I have not noticed a huge negative impact to my ped flow. And in fact, I have actually noticed that the loot appears to keep up with the amount of ped I have to spend on healing once your healing skills get up a little bit. It's just like weapons. You do have to spend time getting the skills to become efficient enough at it to where the loot you get relative to the amount you healed in combat is equal. It's just a fact of life. You got to get your skills up. Because the ped you're putting in goes into your skills first, and then it goes into loot. And I think that's something a lot of players don't really appreciate enough. Even the more experienced ones. And I'm not an expert by any stretch of the imagination. I've been playing for under 2 years. December will be my 2nd anniversary. In fact, I think December 1st is my 2nd anniversary. But relative to how my luck has been as a player, I think I have done really well. And I think as far as the loot algorithm goes, the more ped you put in, it goes into skills first, and then when your skills start to equal out, it starts to increase. It'll slowly decrease the amount of ped it puts into skills as a reward and start increasing the amount you get back in loot. I mean, we've gone through half of our power fist, 3, 4. I've gotten 4 ped in loot back. I went through a little bit of my FAP, but not a lot. And I've gotten 62 skill points. And I've noticed my loot has slowly crept up as the number of skill points I get goes down. And keep in mind, it's a geometric difficulty on skill points. It slowly gets, I won't say it's geometric, but it slowly gets harder the more skills you get to get the next skill point. I think we're going to break through 100 skill points in the first hunt. That would be awesome. Whoa, that was weird. Now, if you're wondering how long, and I've been playing for a long time, so my professional levels are higher relative to what they would have been if I had done all these videos when I first started, which is a missed opportunity. But a lot, very few players go into Entropia universe as a content creator. I was 6 months in when I started making content. I had under 50,000 skill points. In fact, I think I had less than 30,000. I'll have to go back to my first videos. It was a missed opportunity, but I'm displaying all of these TT weapons so that the new players can really get a feel for what it's like doing early hunts. What you should do, and this isn't necessarily something everyone says, and there's wisdom to each version of, or each methodology. What I did when I started out is I really focused on one weapon for a long time. I think I spent a year doing nothing but long blades for the most part. I did some, like, I hunted robots a little bit at Orthos using Buchan's spare rifle, or I do some low level because I was, you know, I was short on ped for the month. I just wanted to do something low level, but overall, I focused almost a whole year on nothing but doing long blades. And the benefit was my long blade profession shot up. I'm a level 38 hit, level 35 damage swordsman. That is my highest skill profession. It dragged up all of my other professions relative to it, but it was slow, and the skills were unbalanced. So, here's what I would recommend. Experiment with everything before you pick a path. I chose swordsman because I'm a fencer. I do swords in real life. You know? I mean, I shoot rifles in real life too, but I frankly enjoy using the swords a little bit more. I do it more often. Mostly because I can compete, and I'm not as so good with rifles and pistols that I can compete on that field. I can competently compete with a sword. No. Turn. Thank you. So I focused on long blades for a long time. If I had been smart, and this is what I'd recommend to you if you're thinking about getting started in Entropia Universe, or if you're just starting out, max out every TT weapon. It doesn't matter what you start with. Start with pistols, start with rifles, I don't care. Max out each of the TT weapons. You know, fight using the long blade until you're level 10. Fight with the power fist until you're level 10. Fight with the short blade until you're level 10. Rifle, pistol, until you're level 10. Then go back. And after having experienced each of them, and having had to hunt with them for a while, decide what you like best. If you pick a melee weapon as your primary, and I would still go back and raise levels in other weapons too. Like right now I went back and I'm doing some short blade work, because I feel that there are skills short blades have that skill up abilities that benefit long blades, but short blades do it faster. And so I'm going back and I'm working on that. But I would encourage you, go out there, try all the weapons out, decide what you like best. I might be in trouble. Okay, tools, FAP, equip. And this is why you want to hotkey stuff. I don't have any of the beginner stuff hotkeyed. And for your edification, this is not ideal. I'm barely keeping up with the damage they're doing me. Come on. Oh my god, I'm gonna die. You know what? Screw this. Sorry, I know it breaks the flow. Not how I wanted to do that, but I'm not going to sit here and struggle against them. And if that was you, at that point, if you're barely keeping up with them, it's a good way to level your healing. You are going to burn ped doing it. But if you're just sitting there and frustrating, you're having the frustration of taking as much damage as you're healing. If you're not deliberately leveling your first aid or your healing ability, just let them finish you and then heal when you're at the revive terminal. It's frustrating, it's irritating, but it's less frustrating than standing there and just burning through ped for no reason. Huh. I seem to be out of Daikaba to kill. Let's kind of meander back in the direction of Camp Icarus. Oh, Berryclad Nest was disturbed. How are we for ped? 2.59 left. We're almost done this hunt. Keeping an eye out for more dung or fruit. Always keep an eye out for dung or fruit. Of course, with the speed changes, Mind Arc did kind of crash, or they damaged the market for dung and fruit, but it's still a necessary commodity. Oh, that's right. Dung is considered a mind resource. Out of coffee. Oh well. I'm like, where's my pet? Oh yeah, I died. Ah, crap. Now, honestly, you'll be fighting punies, so you're not going to be seeing the amount of damage these guys are doing to me. I'm doing Daikaba strictly because the punies were hunted clean. And frankly, if there are that many people who are new hunting punies, they're the ones who really need that mob. It's not like it's super negatively impacted my video or anything. Huh, that's a cliff. Well, I am president of the International Cliff Jumper Society in video games. Or at least that's what my girlfriend says. Ouch! Now, as low as we are on ped for this weapon, we should be heading directly back toward Icarus, so that's what we're going to do. We're going to fight our way back, but we're not going to... Wow, there's like a lot of empty space here. This would be a perfect... So if you're new to mining, keep track of where my player is, where my avatar is. This would be good mining ground. There's like nothing here. I mean, there's a Daikaba over there, but if this, I don't think this has been hunted clean. There's no players here, so places like this is where you do like early mining, get that practice in. $100 points. We did it. 100 points. Fight our way back to Camp Icarus. You know, I bet if I took out a Terratech, at least one of these would be... You'd be able to saw it down. Don't run! There we go. Yep, 3, okay, so it's 3 peck per shot. So just be aware of that, it's 3 peck per shot. My martial arts went up. Martial arts is one of those hidden skills. You have to get to a certain level before you can actually use it. And then, of course, it skyrockets because you started at 1 and everything causes martial arts skill to go up. If you're using any sort of melee weapon. But I think it's actually built for power fists, and that's probably why my brawler is so stinking high. I know that there are papillons that like to spawn in this area. I'm hoping we're lucky enough to find some. Because you mix fruit with sweet stuff and you get food for your pets, of which I have several. Oh, this guy's running at me. Come at me, bro. Okay. We're at about 1 ped left. You can hunt yourself your weapon dry. When you're using TT weapons, you don't lose anything for TTing the weapon. You know, it's not like you're using a weapon you picked up on auction where if you TT it before it's completely out, you're losing a little bit of the markup that you had to pay. So if you want to cycle your TT weapons a bit faster, you're not losing any ground, because you're not paying more to buy it than you are to sell it back. If I buy a TT 10 weapon from the TT, I can sell it right back for 10 ped. So for TT weapons, I would use about 90% of their value and then just TT it and then start over again. You can take out this puny. But we did good. We got 106 skill points in a 1 hunt. And that's just in Power Fist. We also got Melee Damage Assessment is another one of those that actually comes later. That's an advanced skill. Anatomy from doing healing. That's always important. Bioregenesis from healing. First Aid from healing. Which, as you can see, my First Aid is not high. Because I always use... what's the word? Mind Force. So let's see how we did. You know, in this one, we're really after the skills, but it's always worth seeing how you did. So we got 132 left on the Power Fist, and we got all of this loot. The dung isn't worth anything. No, it's not worth anything. 786, plus over 100 skill points just in Power Fist. So we lost about 2.25 ped overall, but realistically we did pretty good. We really did. I mean, that's what, 26 cents? Whoop-de-doo. So that was a good hunt. All right, guys, thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. Please like, share, and subscribe down below. We are on the road to 13 million subscribers, 1 subscription at a time, so make sure you subscribe. Guys, I really appreciate all the support. I'll do short blades next time, I promise. You all have a wonderful day.